So back after surgery, you seem very optimistic, positive. You know, I can't imagine emotionally. I understand physically, but you and I spoke, and you were so happy with the place you were, all the work you did over the off season. How has it been emotionally? Forget about physically for you.
It's harder emotionally than it is physically, like way harder emotionally. Just like you said, like I felt like I was in a really good spot and things were moving forward. I liked where I was at, and I was really looking forward to the second half of the season and some adjustments I had made. But unfortunately, it's part of the game. Like the game's unfair. I think I said this in my original interview right after it happened. It's unfair, and it doesn't pick and choose. Who injures or anything like that. It just happens to guys, and you just got to deal with it and not feel sorry for yourself and move on. But yeah, emotionally, it's been really tough for sure.
And as a member of this team for so long, and now you're a free agent, like what goes through your mind? Is it like, okay, how do you try? Like, how's your agent try and sell you for next year? Where right now, realistically, it's about 15 months, so there's a good shot that you won't pitch next year. So from the business side, how do you handle that?
Thankfully I can leave that mostly to him. But yeah, it's next year. If I pitch at all, obviously it's at the very, very end of the year. So teams know that and they see that. But if you're signing me for a 2-year deal, you're signing me for the second year, knowing that I'll be healthy and being able to pitch that second year. So whether next year's just a rehab year or it's all about year 2. But yeah, I'm going to leave all the business side of it to him, and thankfully I have a really good agent, and I can just focus on the rehab process and getting through it healthy.
And there's precedent for that. Lots of teams had tremendous success with that, signing a guy through the rehab.
Yeah, we did it. We did it with a guy. He was here for maybe half a year. First year he rehabbed with us, John Curtis, and then I know there's been other guys. I think Tommy Canley did it. I don't know if it was exactly his elbow, but he did it with the Dodgers, I think.
Yankees had a couple of guys years ago.
Tyler Malley with the Rangers is doing it. So there's been multiple guys the last couple of years that have done it. So there is precedent, and that gives me a little bit of hope for the next couple of years.
Being with this team and seeing the turnaround since that meeting, being back with the guys, and now for this pennant run, you even though you're not playing now, obviously you were a big part of lots of wins and games. So how is that being around them now and seeing where they are in the battle that's going on?
Yeah, I got to watch on TV for the last month or so, but it was fun watching them, and I'm just glad I can be back. And obviously I'm not on the field with them, contributing, but just being back around and hanging out with the guys and supporting them any way I can. It's what I want to be here for. Like I was at home for a month, and I hate saying I didn't enjoy being home because everybody loves being home. But like I knew it's in middle of July, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here right now, And all I could think about was getting back here and hanging out with the guys and supporting them any way I can. So it's been awesome to see them this little run they've been on, and I got to be a part of it a little bit right before I got hurt. But right when I left, they kept it going, and it was fun to see.
Guys that have been through this, and you've been through injuries, that first time back, it's how do you trust, the whole process? The first couple of times you start throwing, and then when you really start ramping up, is there like almost like a mental block, and even just how you got back to your mechanics, to get back there?
The mental block, thankfully, it usually you can get over it still during the rehab process. Like you obviously have to throw off the mound during the rehab process, and you have to throw in games it's not like you're thrown right back into a big league game. So usually when you get to that point, you're over that little mental block of if you have any hesitations, you're past that. But yeah, the whole rehab process in general is just been through it once, obviously, and it's not fun. But when you get through it, it's truly one of the more rewarding things that you can feel. And I'm just looking forward to getting on the other side of it here, and hopefully as soon as I can.